I'm your host, Charise Beckett, and
I am your host, Mark Thompson.
how are you?
If you focus on what you did in the past, then
To lead, transform, and shine.
this is a great collaboration. Career Transformation Academy and Queens Behind the Scenes. Martin Thompson, Charise Beckett, about to tear it up.
Welcome back to Corporately Speaking, the show where we say what your passive-aggressive Slack message really meant.
I'm your host, Mark Thompson, and today's topic is one of those that you should have been on your calendar invite, declined with enthusiasm, meetings that could have been emails. This is going to be a great one.
It is going to be a great one. I can't wait. And before I even move on, can I tell you the gift that reminds me of that meeting is that Viola Davis, when she pick up that purse and leave? Yeah.
Yes.
Because that means I could have, you didn't have to do this. We didn't have to be here. We did not have to be here. Y'all, it's 2025. We have AI writing emails, calendar, auto scheduling our lives. And yet we still are sitting through 60-minute touch bases that don't touch nothing.
Right. So let's paint this picture. So it's 9:01 a.m. You've just logged on. You have your coffee and hope.
that hope dies immediately when you see, let's go around the room and say what we're working on. Mark,
And we're working.
we're working on the same thing every week, right?
Every single week. So just updating the spreadsheet, following up on the deck, waiting on procurement, and it's corporate deja vu. This happened to me today. It happened every day. It happens every week.
Every week. And then it's like, what happened to the bullet points? If your update fits in a Slack message or a Teams, we don't need to gather like it's like the Last Supper. The other thing I will say about this, no, for real, we all want to be kumbaya. And I mean, first of all, tell me you ain't got no friends. If that's what the problem is, like, tell me you need a break from your family. You need to talk to people, but don't disguise it as a meeting about work when we ain't getting shit accomplished.
Right. I mean, it's like a blessing when somebody sends a cancellation.
Oh my God.
Changes the day. You like
the whole day.
It don't let it be on a Friday. It is better on a Friday or a Monday.
Yes.
Those are the best.
It's the best. It is literally the best. And we are still doing this, and it is 2025. And we have had book after book after book after person after person after theorist after doctor after all these people saying people can't sit in meetings for 60 minutes. They need micro breaks or this and that. Is like literally the corporate environment said, you know what? I know what them doctors say about health, but we need y'all to work.
We need you to move the needle. Like, come on. That's why they call it the needle.
Where is the damn needle? Where is the needle? Where? I have yet to see the needle. I haven't found the needle in 20-something years of working. I ain't found no needles.
No needles, no light at the end of the tunnel, all this corporate jargon. I haven't seen any of them. It's just you get another job before that happens. But let's do some math right quick. So if you had 10 people times 1 hour, that's 10 hours of human potential gone, wasted, and burn like popcorn in the office microwave.
And y'all know that should be thinking.
Right.
So that's 10 hours that could have gone to strategy, innovation, or actually doing the work we talked about in the meeting about the work.
Right. I just literally had a meeting where somebody was like, well, we need to know if you still need to have time to do the work that you're. Yeah, that's why I'm working on it. But I took this time to tell you that I'm working.
Like, what are we doing? Okay, you know what's the worst though? Let's do a quick huddle or a quick sync that are never quick. 30 minutes on the calendar. Now it's 72 real life minutes. Nobody's synced. and everybody sank.
Yeah, or or like you said, like that calendar ambush. Let me throw 30 quick minutes on your calendar, which is not quick minutes. Or even if it's like 15 minutes, they'll talk, and I'm like, dang it, man, now I can't eat lunch.
Right. Well, it's the funny thing because I have been on the flip side of that before, so trying to get a meeting with somebody. Now, every meeting I have has a purpose. I always say, I read this book back in my master's program. It was called The Meeting Canoe. We're going to go through the canoe later on because I got tips and tricks for people because it was my favorite meeting book. But one of those items in that book says something about, if you don't need to be in the meeting, please leave. Don't be having random people who don't. Now I'm in here looking like I'm bored because I am.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna ask this question because this I just saw that on Instagram. This lady put the 20 things you need to do avoid while working in corporate America, and she said that. Now I'm thinking, okay, I as a leader have control to say, I'm not doing that. It's a waste of my time because somebody else can do it, and I don't need to be there because I'm not even involved. But when you're a worker bee, do you get to say that? Do you get to do that? Do you get to dismiss yourself from meetings like that?
But my thing is it's not dismissing yourself from meetings, right? Like, I feel like there's a way to say it that is not a dismissal. I think you could go to, see, it's all about communication. Now, okay, you can't just not show up. I mean,
Right.
because now you be foolish. Shut up. That's foolish. Like, you don't do that. But the best way to handle that is, okay, when you start realizing you don't add value to the meeting, right? Like, you're not adding any value to the meeting. You're not a receiver or a contributor of information.
Mm-hmm.
You have nothing to do with it. That's the time to go to your boss and be like, I don't really think that's the best use of my time. And I don't think you want me working on that when I could be doing this.
Right. But if you put me optional.
Oh, wait, optional. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Don't make me optional. Listen, first of all, do you know how long it took me to realize I wasn't required to go to the meetings when it said optional? It took me so long. I was like, oh my God, all these meetings I could have missed.
Wow. You live and you learn.
You live and you learn. You live and you learn. So what about the calendar ambush? So they just threw 30 minutes on your calendar, right?
Mm-hmm.
No warning, no context, no vibes, and confusion. Number one, I don't do that. Don't be just because you see a free space. That is not, you don't own that space of my freedom. Like, just because it's free doesn't mean you don't have to ask me for my time.
Right. At least say something. Like, say something honest. Just unclear agenda or join at your own risk. I mean, I think that is clever.
But it's also accessibility. Like, I should not have to be accessible to you when you want me to accessible.
Right.
Like, so when I have this block on my calendar, or no, say I don't have a block, a mental block. Now I got blocks because the mental block wasn't working because can't nobody read my mind. But I have you have no block. And you got a free space. So say 12, you went to lunch. 1 o'clock, you got a meeting. 2 o'clock, you got a space. And then 3 o'clock, you got a meeting. If somebody plops that 2 o'clock meeting on there, I'm declining it. What are we meeting for? Don't just, especially with no notes or nothing. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Like, that's bold. So in HR, sometimes people are like, I want to talk to you about this employee that did this. Who is it and what did they do? Right. This ain't no damn guessing game. And what are we, and is that what the 2 o'clock meeting is for? Because I can guarantee you, we could talk about that tomorrow because it don't seem like it's no type of emergency for you to just be plopping something on somebody's calendar.
Work will always be there tomorrow. Unless somebody didn't get paid. But still, I don't handle that. There is somebody who handles it.
Right. I'll handle it. So that is one of my boundaries is like, invite me to a meeting. I want an agenda. I don't care. I'm sorry. You're not just going to be summoning me to something.
Hear ye.
Yeah, like, who knows? I care. You're not going to be summoning me to no meeting with no contact. Oh, so nobody knows what's going on? Well, neither do you because I ain't going to be there.
Right. Now, my boss may have jurisdiction, but not.
That's it. That is
Yeah.
it. That is it.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm going to ask. I'm an adult. I don't care. I don't care who you are. Ain't no hierarchy. There's no hierarchy in consideration. Like there's no hierarchy
right.
to being
Let me write that down.
person.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's not. There's no hierarchy to consideration. Like you don't have to throw consideration away when you get to a certain level. There are people that still have lives and meetings and work you asking them to do. So like, you can't totally dismiss somebody else's schedule. Because now, what I will say is, somebody might say, Charise be doing that. We're meeting at 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I am a work in progress, and I have learned exactly what I just said. These people have meetings too. Like just because they're not the same, and that's the problem, is people they elevate their role to the importance of their presence in things. So I've been doing a lot of reading about proximity to power and like power dynamics and stuff because I think it's very interesting, especially, and I'm going to say it, like brown people in this like proximity to whiteness and all of that. Like I've been doing a lot of research about that. But proximity to power, first of all, most of it is just an illusion of proximate power. Number one.
Right.
Number two, because you have more power does not make you more important in life. And when you come to work, you are in work with people who have lives. So that doesn't mean, so you're in work, and yes, you do have an important job because you're an enterprise contributor, right? Like you contribute to the entire enterprise, not like just a thing, right? So you're an enterprise contributor. That doesn't mean though that people that report to you that you are asking to do work for you don't have schedules too. You have to consider them as well. And I think that is a big miss in leadership. I know I went on a tangent. I'm sorry, but
no, you didn't. Because I'm about to ask you something. I got a good question for you.
All right, ask me.
I know I have blocks for my work-life balance to give me some sanity throughout the day, but I notice my leaders, my SVPs, my CPOs, my COOs, this calendar is blocked all day, every day for the rest of the week. It's not meetings. It's just a long line of block. Now go ahead and spill the beans. What y'all, do you do that? Do you block your whole week and then just say, oh yeah, I'm free at this time based on the meetings that because if you got an EA or you got, an executive admin that understands your schedule, they'll fill in the time. Because I can't do it because I'm like, dang, she's booked for the next 3 months.
100 years. So I don't do it all the time, but I will say this.
I knew it.
You said I knew it. I will say this. I do block my calendar because, see, this is the thing. People are too bold. They will just drop things on your calendar. And it be some dumb stuff. I mean, you'd be like, okay, like, come on. So that's all I'm saying is like, you do have to. The other thing is you have to manage your accessibility.
Yeah.
Everybody should not be accessible to your time. And I say that because, and I'm not saying, oh, you better than people. People shouldn't be accessible to your time. I'm saying you have one life. You go to work. You got one job. You go in there and you do your job. But your accessibility, people that have access to you, that should be people who like need something or need to, the accessibility for me. Also, like I worked really hard to get where I am. Like, I'm sorry, y'all just can't just be plopping down and all. Like, we can't kick it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This brings a good point because I'm glad we're talking about this, and we all deal with this in leadership, and we always start off. You might have an all hands, you might have a meeting in your email. Yeah. Hey, I'm always open. Ping me anytime. Contact me. But then it's like, well, no, let me give you some protocol to the alignment of how you get to me. I mean, because I don't think we do that enough, because some people might get upset. Like, well, they're never accessible, something like that. But there's two ways. I'm always saying I'm an open book. I'm transparent.
I don't.
Contact me and do this
I
way.
don't.
But it does backfire. So now I got people that are under my manager saying, hey, I got an issue. I'm like, no, the escalation doesn't go through me. So now I got to go back and reroute them on ways the escalation should work. Why am I in the escalation path? I'm not there.
But Mark, that's the thing, is like, I'm open. And I think that that's what, like, a lot of HR departments and like people departments, like, that's this, like, we're open. I think that, like, I do think that HR departments and like people should be like, have an open door for employees to be able to voice concerns, right? That should be open. That's why you got a hotline. That's why you got an ethics line. That's why you got people that are around. But, and there's a but, my time is still as valuable as your time. So why is, unless it is some outright emergency, why is it that you should just be able to, I'm open and you can just plop on down? That means, what that means though, and that's the problem, is especially with HR and aligning HR. We want to be business and strategic partners. How do you think your sales, do you think your revenue officer or your commercial person is going, you can just plop down in my office? No, because you know what?
Right.
He's meeting with somebody's going to make him some money. So
Exactly.
So why are we not supporting his effort to do that? And supporting his effort is not sitting down, just letting people plop in your office. Sitting down, like making his plan come to fruition, is being with him, learning what his business is, and understanding his talent needs based on his business. That's what that's the strategy portion. Yes, we can have all these feel good things. I remember somebody said something about their HR mission was to have a delightful experience. Delightful? I'm not your mom. I am not your mom.
You know what, though? I mean, that brings another point as well, because we're trying to create the employee experience as leaders and invite them into a world, but then we also have to be rigid with them to help have that understanding. So it depends on who you are. I mean, for myself, I have opened the doors, but then but it's good to have that for your employees, especially. Yeah, but then when they do it out of order, I'm cursing them out without them hearing me. I'm like, what the you doing? Yeah, because it's out of process. It's out of, because you have it set up in your head the way it's supposed to go, right? And then when it's out of process, but you opened that door for there to be confusion. And see, this is the thing I'm thinking about as far as leadership and visibility. People look at, okay, you've worked hard, you did all this hard work, you're helping everybody. You don't get credit for that because nobody sees it. Nobody sees it. Nobody sees it. Yeah, so that's the point. Like, stop doing all that, because you're not going to get credit for killing yourself every night, taking every call, putting all your work on the back burner, working on the weekends just to catch up for the next week, and then doing the same thing over the next week. So now you put yourself into the hole, you're stressed out, your team is driving you crazy, and you're ready to quit. Right. So let's get back to the meetings, because here's where technology comes in. We have tools now. We have collaborative docs like Google Docs. We have Slack threads. We have AI note takers. We have Workbook. Why are we still acting like it's 1998 with overhead projectors? That was a fun time. It was funny. But fun time. Remember in school when it would be in the middle? And when you was in school, it'd be in the middle? You had to do a PowerPoint every time, too. Otherwise, it was like, wow. But look, unless you're handing out snacks or promotions, just sending emails. I think the emails are important. But snacks used to be the bomb, though, during those meetings. We used to bring snacks. They did. Well, we do have the meeting litmus test. So here is the rule. If the meeting has no decisions to be made, blockers to be clear, or collaborations that actually require human speaking live, it's an email, period. Now, are we ideating? If we're not ideating, it's an email. Or better yet, a bullet point or shared. That's my favorite. I love a bullet. Right. So, I mean, People don't read though, so I know you can read it on your own time. It just get all the information you need, but people don't like to read. And I'm gonna be honest though, this is clear.
I'm gonna be honest though.
It's clear, it's straight to the point, but you have to create a culture of this because you got people who like to talk. Now, I personally sometimes have to put out I would add to this is it like the decision making piece? Sometimes it's like, wait a minute. I can type all this out, but there's going to be some misinformation or misunderstanding of what I'm trying to get to. So for me, I need to look in your eyes sometimes like, hey, even though this decision needs to be made, I need to double down with voice inflection because email is, I think it's the first type of communication. But that voice and that face-to-face then puts now, like I need you to understand this is not tomorrow. This is not, I'll get to it when you want to. That helps me with communication. So even staying in this ballpark, love it. But if I, like you said, quick ping, hey, did you see that thing? Yep. All right, bet. Cool. See you tomorrow.
Well, I do have, so before we start going through our outro and all of our stuff, I do have a book that I would like to recommend. And Mark, I have it. I'm going to actually send it to you because I think it's great. I got it in my master's degree program. It's called Let's Stop Meeting Like This. It's by Dick and Emily Axelrod, and it tackles the universal frustration of ineffective meetings. They introduced the meeting canoe. Remember, I just talked about that.
Wow. Yeah, yep.
It's a 6-step framework designed to transform meetings into productive, engaging, and energizing experiences, drawing from principles that revolutionize assembly lines and the engaging nature of video games. The Axelrods provide a flexible, repeatable process applicable across various organizations. So here's what the meeting canoe consists of. There's a welcome, set a positive tone and clarity in the meeting's purpose. Then you connect, foster relationships among participants and link them to the task at hand. There's a task. Right. Discover the way things are, understand the current reality and share relevant information. Elicit people's dreams, encourage envisioning of desired outcomes of the issue and future possibilities. Then you make a decision, decide, make informed decisions collaboratively. And then at the end, attend to the end, summarize the key points, confirm commitments, outline, debrief, the whole 9 yards. By following this structure, meetings become opportunities for real work, decision-making, and team building rather than time-wasting obligation.
I love it. Yeah, you're gonna send it to my house, or you just gonna send me a link for me to buy it?
No, I bought it for you.
That's cute.
I'm gonna send it to your house. You're like, oh, so you was supposed to send me that Amazon link?
Yeah, that Amazon link.
We're partners. I will send you the book.
Oh, I appreciate that. I mean, and look, I'm like, I will read it to my team.
Exactly. You'll read it because you can't buy it for them because it's too expensive. Well, you get just one book. One book.
We have reading time in meetings, like page 1.
Well, you know what I do? It's funny because I have a small little library of books, and I do a check in and check out. I have a sign out sheet.
Oh, wow.
For check in and check out because I have a lot of really good, I tell you, I attended one of the best organization development master programs in the United States. So Pepperdine and American University, and I went to American University, and it was amazing. But yes, of course. So corporate friends, let's make a pact. In 2025, we will stop wasting time in meetings that go nowhere.
And we will start treating time like it's like the currency it is, because burnout, that's not a business strategy at all.
Yes, it is not. It is not. And this has been Corporately Speaking.
And this is the only meeting worth your time.
See you in the inbox.
Peace,
bye, everyone.
3 in the morning, the band they out. Come on. 4 in the morning, we'll be rolling to my house. 5 in the morning, the lights go out. 6 in